First, let me give you some background. I'm a Marine Corps veteran, and I got out because of medical reasons. I was also diagnosed with PTSD. I've never been in combat, but I experienced an event in combat training that happened to me while I was sleeping. This event is considered hazing, and it was done to me by my own unit. Since this event, I have always had trouble sleeping/staying up and also nightmares. Okay, so now for what happened. This happened to me back in 2015, 2 years after I had gotten out of the military. For a whole month I have been missing work because of my medication for my PTSD had stopped working for me. This caused me severe anxiety throughout my days and nightmares and flashbacks of what happened to me in combat training nights. Another thing to note, we always keep the hallway light on and my door is always open so my cats can roam around the house. One night I kept having nightmares of different people breaking into my house. From what I remember, I had 3 different nightmares of 3 separate individuals breaking into my home. After the third nightmare, I woke up to a dark figure in my third nightmare standing in my doorway. I tried to scream out, "Hey, who the fuck are you?" This is when I decided to get up and murder this stranger, but that's when I realized I couldn't move. My anger quickly became utter fear when I realized I was completely defenseless, and tears started to stream down my face. The figure just stood in the doorway not moving and saying anything. When I blinked, the figure disappeared, and I was able to move again. I sat up in bed and cried. I didn't sleep for the rest of the night. I got my medication changed as soon as possible after that night. I have since had my PTSD under control again and back at work. Even though I still struggle with sleep, I haven't had an episode of sleep paralysis ever since then. I want to get this story out there to see if there are any others who have had similar experiences. Without drawing this out too long, I will begin by letting you know that sleep paralysis is not and never has been a reoccurring issue for me. The 2 instances of this phenomenon happened, once in grade school and recently as an adult reaching my 30s. I can't remember my exact age, but I think it's safe to say that I was between 10 to 12 years old at the time. It was the day before Valentine's Day, and I was very sick with the fever, upset that I'd be missing out on my school festivities and sweets the following day. I was sent to bed early and terribly ill as I dozed off. Now, this flu could have attributed to my experience. I have thought about the possibility of it being some sort of fever-induced delirium, but some details following have not made me entirely positive this was the case. I must have woken up between 12 to 3 a.m., and I was laying on my side facing the wall my bed was pressed up against. I woke up with the pressing feeling of a presence inside my room, and assumed it was my mother checking in on me as my fever was pretty bad. I called out to her, and was met with silence. At this point I knew who or whatever was in my room was not my mom. Fear took over my rationality. It wasn't that I couldn't move, but I was just too scared to. I did manage to roll onto my back and kept my eyes locked on the ceiling. I didn't want to look at it. It was at the time I began to feel a sense of peace and my dread dissipated. I began to feel comfort from the presence. As soon as my senses calmed, I will never forget what I saw next. A hand came into view, slowly cupping over my brow. It was long. The fingers on the hand were unusually long as well. The hand was slender and graceful, and just downright creepy. It had a luminescence to it like I've never seen. As soon as it made contact with my forehead, I was out cold. The next morning I awoke in my bed, and I shit you not, I was completely healthy. No fever, no trace of my previously drippy nose and nasty cough. I felt a strange sensation of well-being even. I went immediately to my mother's room and asked her if she had been in my room, and confused, she informed me that she had not and commented on my strange behavior. I told her what I could recount from the previous night's experience, and it was brought up from time to time years and years after as a very strange occurrence. My mother even went as far as to call it an angel. Now, on to the present. I feel it's relevant to mention that I have seen multiple UFOs throughout my life. It may also be worth it to say that I live in a very rural state. I have seen UFOs alone, in groups, and with people who can verify their trajectory. Aliens and UFOs do not cross my mind often, as my life is now busy. About 1 month ago, I had another experience that shook me up badly and made me recall the encounter I had as a child. I awoke around 12 or 3 a.m. to a distinct feeling of a presence inside the room. I immediately thought that we had a break-in and the intruder was in the room. I was on my back and filled with so much terror that I couldn't move. I have a nightlight adjacent to my bed that I share with my fiance. He was sleeping on the side closest to where I assumed the thing was. I was petrified and too scared to look on his side of the bed, and instead saw the shadow of this thing cast on the wall right beside me. It had to have been no taller than 4 feet. From what I could tell from this shadow is that it was slender, with a large oval-shaped head. Again, I couldn't bring myself to look at it. It's bothered me that in these 2 past experiences I couldn't bring myself to look at it. Something inside of me said, it's all over if you see it. Instead of feeling calm this time, I felt like my life was in danger. I did not get the good feelings I had with my previous encounter. I was out of my mind with fear, and found I was unable to scream or move anything except my fingers. It raised its hand up, and I instantly recognized it. It was the same sort of hand I saw in my room over 10 years ago. At this point, I could feel my fingers pinching my fiance's thigh, but he was not waking up. This fueled my panic. I was so scared I actually fainted. I can't recall any dreams or details from there, but the next night I did lay in bed with the nightlight on, lights off, and I asked my fiance to stand on his knees by the bed. His shadow mimicked an accurate placement of whatever was blocking the light in the night previously. I have been deeply troubled by this since, and have no other occasions of sleep paralysis in my entire life. I don't know if this was an actual sleep paralysis experience, or if I saw something else unworldly. Hey guys, it's Fearful Whispers. Never really done this, talk to you guys, but I just wanted to say something at the end of this video. I feel like this video could have been a little bit better with the way I'm narrating these stories. The only reason is because I had gone to the hospital about 2 days ago, because I really felt like I was gonna have a heart attack, and I don't know, it was just really weird. The doctor said it could be anxiety, so I just wanted to kind of make a shorter video, just relieve some stress off of myself. Also, I just wanted to thank any new viewers or subscribers that, you know, just watch my videos. I really appreciate it. If you can, just let me know if you guys would want longer videos that take a little bit longer to make, or if you guys want shorter, more frequent videos. I don't mind either or. I know the long videos take a little bit to get out there, but if you guys like it, it's worth it. But yeah, as far as my health condition, I should be okay. I hope so. I'm just trying to take it easy after all that. I'm on medication, I guess, for anxiety, so it kind of felt weird narrating while I was, I guess, on that medication. I don't know, made me drowsy or something. But yeah, I appreciate all you guys that watch, and I don't want to stop, you know. Um, I don't know. I'm just glad I'm still here after that hospital visit, and it's gonna take some time to get back into the swing of things after that. It's a little traumatizing, but yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know. Alright guys, I'll see you around. Bye bye.